Alright, and welcome back to the next episode of The Best Game You're Not Playing, except for this one, you probably are, because I think half the world is playing this since we're all in quarantine. Joining me today is Haley.
Hello.
I think we're both super excited to talk about this game. I think it'll be pretty interesting because we're coming from two different mindsets with Animal Crossing, where you're really into time skipping and I'm not, so I think we'll have some good discussions with that.
You calling me a cheater?
I am not. Actually, the creators of Animal Crossing said that they didn't really mind that people time skip. They think it's fine, so.
It's more fun to play that way. The progression's kind of slow if you don't.
Yeah, but people like me, I guess, like that slow progression.
You're just old.
I'm just a little bit older.
To it.
Yeah. So for me, my history with Animal Crossing was I first picked it up during New Leaf towards the end of the 3DS life cycle. Then when
I definitely started playing in the beginning of it since it came out in 2013.
So was New Leaf your first Animal Crossing game?
Yeah, it was.
Okay, and you played probably that a lot more than I did.
Oh yeah, I still have my original save file, and when I started it, I never deleted it. You know, it was just like, well, I started it, and now I can't get rid of it.
Yeah. And then I had to stop playing a couple years ago when the Switch came out, because I had to sell my 3DS in order to afford a Switch.
So sad.
So, overall, what would you say your first impressions of Animal Crossing New Horizons is?
New Horizons is great. I think it's really cool that, like, you get all these new experiences. Like, you can DIY your furniture and your tools. I like the fact that your tools do break because it makes it seem more realistic. And I think that's the whole point of Animal Crossing, is for it to be like a home away from home. Like, you can escape your reality by playing Animal Crossing for a little bit.
Yeah, definitely. I think my favorite addition to the game from previous versions is the crafting and everything that you can customize.
Yeah, like essentially, like going from New Leaf to New Horizons, like you can now terraform, and it's like in New Leaf you were the mayor, but now it's like you are the god of this little island. You make all of the important decisions.
So you've unlocked terraforming in your game?
Yes.
Okay, I have not gotten to that point yet. But I'm very excited about it, but I have not gotten to it yet.
Yeah, it's great. It just it took a while to get there. I mean, even with time traveling, you have to have a good town, like, you know, essentially the quote-unquote perfect town, as if they called it in New Leaf.
Mm-hmm.
So, you know, getting all the resources, all your trees planted, all your flowers planted.
Yeah. So if someone was, let's say, they were unsure about Animal Crossing, they didn't know if it was the right game for them, what would you say to convince someone that they should be playing Animal Crossing?
Well, I mean, just try it out. Like, there's essentially a few ways you can do it. I know Redbox, if you have Redbox in your area, they have rent a game, and then I think Gamefly it's called, that's been around forever. You can rent it and try it out, and if you fall in love with it, you can just buy it.
Oh, okay.
And if you don't like it, you don't like it.
I've completely forgot about those services. Alright, so first thing, what's the first thing you most like about Animal Crossing New Horizons?
Again, I really like the implementation of the DIY. Like, your tools break, you're just thrown into this immersive world where it's like, oh crap, my shovel broke, I guess I gotta go make a new one, and then you progress more that way. And it gives people like me who do time skip a little bit, you know, a way to slow down and like, okay, well now I have to go do this.
I think like the one big complaint I've actually seen about this game is your tools breaking, your shovel and your axe breaking.
Well, you know, everybody's different.
Yeah. I think for me, it's not that big of a deal because I don't mind that kind of mechanic in games.
Mm-hmm.
Item durability.
Yeah.
But one thing I'm not sure of if they have it, but I'm on the second tier of item upgrades right now.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if there's a third tier, but I kind of wish there was because I've been kind of stuck at the same second tier of item durability, where I feel like it's still kind of breaking too often at like a third level.
Right. Well, that's kind of the thing. If you do a lot of work, I like that about the tools breaking. If you do a lot of work and your tools break and they are decent durability, then you can see like, wow, I really did do that much work.
Okay, so you like the feedback. You're like, I broke my axe.
Yeah, I'm like, I did it. I broke my axe. That's it.
I chopped down those trees. I broke my axe.
I did my due diligence and I did my work.
Yeah. So, for me, what I really like, especially coming from the 3DS, is the graphics.
Yes, the graphics are such a step above.
It's something that, like, watching trailers online didn't really give it justice, but then playing it in person, especially on a TV.
Right, you finally get it in your hands and you're like, this is everything it needed to be.
Yeah.
And the water, like I like looking at the water because you can just see all the little reflections hit it, and it's gorgeous. Like, it is honestly a gorgeous game, and if you're into stuff like that, you should play it just for the graphic.
And the like the light changes throughout the day, like morning. Is morning dusk or dawn? I don't never figured that one out.
Morning is dawn.
Yeah, so the morning dawn, that light, and then how it changes to like 12 o'clock in the afternoon. And then at dusk, when it's right before the sun sets, like, it just looks really good.
Well, I'm sure you experience that more than I do because you play the game very organically. I just kind of jump in. Yeah, I mean, I tried. I definitely tried when I first picked up Animal Crossing New Horizons to play it organically because I was like, well, in my last run through with New Leaf, I kind of just tried to get as fast as I could to the end, so there was nothing more to do, but I mean, I guess playing it organically is a good way to slow it down a little bit.
Yeah. Well,
have the game going for a year.
One thing I noticed, today I unlocked resident services, and so the music has changed in my town.
How's it? I didn't notice that.
So the music runs on an hourly clock now, basically. So like one tune will play for like all of 5 o'clock, and then one tune will play for all of 6 o'clock.
Oh yeah, no, they did that in New Leaf too, I believe.
Okay, well, I guess you don't unlock that till you get resident services. Because I started hearing brand new music in my game, and I was like, oh, this sounds really good. And the 6 o'clock track in this game, like the first time I heard it, I just sat on the bench by my town hall and listened to it, and then another villager strolled up and sat next to me.
That's very cute.
It's like the best game where you don't actually play the game. Which kind of just sums up Animal Crossing, but...
Right, just a very cutesy game that's a good distraction.
So, for me, because I play organically, what I really like about is, like, that daily hook I get in the morning. Like, the past 4 or 5 mornings, I've woken up at, like, 8 or 9 in the morning, right when the shops open up, and I have, like, a ton of stuff to do.
Yeah. No, and that's like I was gonna touch on this, but Nook Miles, I really like the implementation of that because some people who played Animal Crossing in the past had the argument that, oh well, I feel like there's not much to do. I don't really know what I'm going for. But with Nook Miles, like you really get to look at a catalog of things and decide, well, I need miles for this, so may as well go do that. And then you just kind of fall in love with different parts of the game, like fishing or catching bugs, digging up fossils, all of that sort of thing.
Yeah, and it rewards you for basically doing what you're already doing.
Yeah.
But kind of gives you something else to shoot for during your day.
Well, they started something like that in Animal Crossing New Leaf towards the very end when they introduced Harvey and his like little campsite. I can't remember what it was called, but it's sort of the same idea, but you had like daily ones to do. And with these things that you would get, I really can't remember what they're called. You could go to Harvey's campsite and basically buy very special items that you couldn't get anywhere else. And that's sort of the same way that they carried it over. Because I know you didn't play Animal Crossing up until that point, because I remember I was telling you about like the updates.
Yeah, I think I was out before then probably.
Well, and I think that they were preparing for that. Like, I think they were like, okay, well, we kind of want to do this in New Horizons, but we're not sure yet. So we're going to do it in New Leaf and get feedback for it and see if it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, it definitely seems like a good idea.
And another thing that they implemented was when people came over to your town, unless they were your best friend, they couldn't cut down your trees. They couldn't dig up your stuff. So they really did put an end to the griefing, because I know in New Leaf there was a lot of issues like that. Like people would be like, oh well, I'd open my gates and these people who I haven't talked to like in a while and I just had them registered as friends would come into my town and like steal all my junk.
Okay, so there wasn't even a best friend system.
Oh, there was, but it was kind of more like if they logged on, you'd get a little notification, hey, I'm online. But now it's more than that, and I think that that's a really good feature.
Okay. Yeah, I never played New Horizons online with anyone, really.
Well, you play with me.
So it's nice. Well, not New Horizons, New Leaf.
Yeah.
I get the names mixed up.
The thing is I think New Leaf came out when I was like in high school. No, I was in middle school. I was probably in middle school. So, it was kind of a thing that I was pressured into getting from all my friends because they're like, oh, we're playing it and this is what we do on the weekend. And I'm like, oh, well, I need something to do on the weekend. I have a 3DS.
Okay.
And so we would all play.
All my friends were like big hockey players, so they didn't really play Animal Crossing.
Yeah, that's the benefit of being a girl is you can do all the cutesy little video games.
Yeah.
But when, before that, I didn't even know what Animal Crossing was, and I just thought the game was brilliant.
Yeah, I didn't really know what it was either back when I got New Leaf. I was like, I'll just try it. Because
My little
3DS
12-year-old
games
mind
were
was
like,
blown.
yeah, the 3DS games were like $30, so it wasn't that big of an investment.
Nope. Well, I remember my sister's friend had bought it for my sister, and then I played it on my sister's 3DS, and I was like, I need this game. Like, this is great.
Yep. Anything else you want to add that you really like about New Horizons?
I like the phone.
Yeah,
I think that's a really cool place.
I really do like the phone too. I like that you can customize the phone.
Yeah, that's really cool. I mean,
like
at first I was super
it's such a small like detail like on your screen, like you can barely even see your phone case, but the fact that you can customize it.
Well, and it was funny, like when I first saw it when Nook was like, oh, here's your phone, your Nook phone, and I was like, oh great, millennials. And but then I really fell in love with it because it's a really quick way to get like all your bugs and fish that you caught. It gives you a little notification every time you earn a Nook mile. It lets you know when your friends are online. You can look through your messages that you sent. That's another thing that I really love is messages that you sent and received. So in case you didn't see it, you can just go on your phone and look at the messages.
Mm-hmm. I kind of wish they would save through sessions,
Yeah, like you could see all the messages you had with this.
Like I could see messages from a couple days ago or something. I don't know.
Yeah, but I think it's every time you log off it
resets. Yeah. All right. Unless you have anything extra positive you want to add, I just have a few dislikes I want to go over.
I think I'm good. I have a few dislikes I would like to go over as well.
Keep in mind these dislikes are very nitpicky, I think, for the most part.
Yeah, because we're very intense Animal Crossing players.
Like if I was to give this game a number out of 10, it would easily be a probably
9.5.
Yeah, probably 9.5 or 9. Like I don't know what they could do better aside from these like small things I'm about to point out.
Right.
So first off is everything that has to do with playing with someone else, basically.
Yeah.
Coming from just like a background of a lot of other multiplayer games I play, like Destiny or Borderlands or anything like that, like, and joining online sessions of other people and how quick and seamless that is, like this is not quick and not seamless. Like the first time I did that, like the cutscene of seeing you getting on the airplane and then it coming over and doing all that, like it's cool, but it's like that's a minute.
Yeah, it's a whole minute that you're not playing with somebody else.
It's like a minute of your time. You're just sitting there like, all right, here we go again. Especially if like I want to go to your island and check it out, and then I leave, and then you come to my island and check it out.
It's a whole 3-minute wait time, yeah.
There's at least like 3 or 4 minutes of that where you can't do anything. You're either like in a menu talking to the dodo bird, or I don't know.
And he is so slow. But I guess that's the whole...
Yeah, it's just Animal Crossing where you don't actually get like a menu of things to choose from. You gotta talk to someone. I gotta say, what do you want to do? It's like, I want to travel. Do you want to travel?
Like, who do you want to travel with?
Do you want to go online or local? And then do you want to search for a friend code or search for a dodo code or whatever they have? So it's quite a lengthy process. And then
and another...
you go.
Another thing about it is like So they released a Nintendo app. I don't know when they released it, but it was meant to be like, oh, talk to your friends while you're playing. I cannot get it to work. I can't. And I've tried. I contacted support. I can't do it. Every time I click on Animal Crossing to, get on and talk to you, it says you don't pay for the subscription. And I'm like,
But you have
yes,
it, right?
I do.
Huh.
Yeah. And that's another thing. Like, it's ridiculous that you need to pay money to be able to go online and play with your friends. Like,
That's total the PC gamer coming out of you right there.
maybe just a little bit, but I just think it's ridiculous because they never had that before the Switch. On the 3DS,
Yeah,
you'd be
yeah,
like,
that's
add
true,
your
that's
friends,
true.
go and play. And it's
Yeah.
like,
At least
maybe
it's
Nintendo's
it
getting a
is
little money hungry.
it is cheaper than Xbox and PlayStation's online
Oh,
services,
definitely.
but their
I had
online
to-
services are vastly superior.
Yeah, but I had to chuck the Xbox because I was like, I'm not paying $100 a year for this. Like, this is not worth it to me.
Yeah. I don't own a PlayStation, but I know that like their online infrastructure and like chatting with friends and online voice chat is a lot more seamless and fluid than Nintendo has, basically.
Right.
Like Nintendo needs to just get like a voice chat app for their system on
Yeah,
Switch.
for the Switch. Yeah.
Or just like a messaging system. Like I should be able to message you outside of Animal Crossing on a Switch.
Yes.
Like you could be in some other game like Mario Kart and I could be in Animal Crossing and say, hey, come visit my village.
Yeah, no, I totally agree wholeheartedly.
Although that's more of a Nintendo Switch dislike than
Complaint then.
a New Horizons complaint.
Yeah.
Um,
Well, and I think that I think that if Nintendo had to, do something differently, it would be the whole paying to be able to play with your friends.
yeah. Alright, let's get back to Animal Crossing.
Yeah, just we're trashing Nintendo today.
Just a little bit. Just their online, but that's nothing new for anyone. So back to playing online and visiting someone's island. I don't like how it kind of what's the word? It punishes you almost for having someone over. Like you can't move your furniture. You can't pick some things up off the ground. You can't donate to the museum.
Mm-hmm.
There's just some things like it would be cool if you could decorate someone's island together. Especially
Well,
if
I think we were talking about this. Like, you can't progress while somebody else is over at your island.
Yeah, the amount of times I've seen a menu where it's like you can't do this because someone's visiting.
Right. But
It's like-
they still have time to update the game. They are, expecting updates, like. And from what I know, there's no DLC that's going to be added to it, which I really like that, because Animal Crossing has never been a game that's like, oh, this would be compatible with DLC. I'd love to go and buy some more stuff for, because it's already a $60 game.
Are you
And I
saying,
think that's
wait,
where-
are you saying you want DLC or you don't want?
I don't.
You don't want paid DLC.
Mm-mm.
You want free DLC. Who doesn't want free DLC?
Well, that's the thing that they were kind of promising before New Horizons came out, was like, oh yeah, like we're not gonna do DLC. Like that's ridiculous. Like there's no need for it, and I totally agree.
Mm-hmm. Well, they're having events and stuff and updates.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, that's how Animal Crossing is normally went.
Have you seen the trailer for the bunny update coming out?
No, I haven't.
Okay, look it up on YouTube. There's a trailer of the Easter event coming out in April. I have another dislike that actually ran in today. That it seems very specific, but I still want to state my grievance against it. So I got my resident hall and I was able to build my first bridge today. So I went and picked out the bridge I wanted, which was the cheapest one because I didn't think I had that much money. And I set it down. And I didn't pay anything for it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I played more throughout the day and accumulated a lot of money. And I was like, I want to get a nicer bridge. So I went to Tom Nook and I was like, can I cancel this? He's like, yeah, sure, you can cancel it. And I was like, okay, good. And then he's like, okay, you have to wait till tomorrow to set up a new project for a new bridge.
See, that's why you have to
Time skip. Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
So I'm
So
just
there is benefits to it,
just getting hit in the butt there.
but that's Tom Nook.
So then tomorrow I can actually build my bridge, and then the day after that I'll have my bridge.
Which
So-
kind of bridge are you getting?
I want to get like one of the really nice ones.
Mm.
Probably in like the 200,000 range.
Yeah, that's one thing I always hated about Animal Crossing is how much money you need for certain things. But I get it.
Yeah. Well, I'm starting to get more money every day because I replaced all of my peach trees, which is my fruit I spawned in with all of the pears and stuff that I've gotten from you.
Mhm.
So I have a ton of pear trees on my island now.
Mhm.
And I think exotic fruit goes for 500 and normal fruit goes for 100, so it's a 5
I think
times
it's
increase.
200 and 600. But
260, okay.
it's still
Coconuts.
5.
Coconuts are like 250 or I don't know. It's a big increase though.
Mhm. I lost my train of thought.
I've not another dislike that I've heard a lot about that I haven't encountered because I just don't even want to deal with it is local co-op with this game.
Mhm.
Like if you want to sit down and play with someone else on the TV, that they have to make their own character and they have to make their own house on your island before they can play.
Yeah.
So like I wanted to like run around the island with Victoria one day, but I was like, I don't want her to make a house and then like she's never gonna play it.
Yeah, that's how I feel about Zach. I was like, oh,
Yeah.
I'm gonna have Zach set up his little Animal Crossing house because he's never played it before.
Hmm.
So he doesn't understand the weird obsession that I have with it. I remember when we first started playing and we were on Discord together and we were talking, he was like, you guys already seem to know like all of this stuff. Like, why did you need a new game? And it's like, shut up, Zach.
Because it looks better. It's on the Switch. So I'm going to go into what I want to add or get added into the game.
Let's do it.
And this might seem kind of specific, but for me, I want to be able to send pictures in the mail.
Picture mail?
Like I want to be able to take a picture in the game and then send it to you in the mail or someone else in the mail.
That'd be so cool. I never even thought about that.
Like I had a time where I have a classmate whose fiance plays, and he sent me a hat one morning,
Mhm.
and I really liked the hat, so I wanted to put it on. I took a picture, and I was like, I'm gonna show him that I'm wearing his hat that he sent me, and then I couldn't do it.
Yeah. No,
was
like
like-
imagine that, like little postcards with your pictures.
Yeah, I feel like that would just be something simple they could add in.
Yeah. In the mailbox, like it's been updated to where it can hold, I think it's 300 letters, which is amazing because, like letters I get from you or like other friends I play with, like I cherish those, It's
Mhm.
like that's something I'd like to keep. In old Animal Crossing, you couldn't do that.
Do you cherish that letter where I gave you a toilet?
I do. I still have it. But at this point, it's like I have 300 opportunities to store something, so why not keep it?
Yeah. I wish there was like a delete button when you're looking at it. So when I get like a piece of mail from Tom Nook
Or your mom.
or that sounds bad. It's my mom in game, not my
It
mom in real
does.
life. Totally
I
different.
was reading or watching something the other day, and the creator of Animal Crossing initially created the app when he moved to Kyoto
Mm-hmm.
because he missed his family.
Yeah. I guess his
And,
dad
like-
didn't send him anything because your dad doesn't send you anything in this game, does he?
No? Oh yeah, he does. I think so because he sent you stuff in the last game.
Oh, okay.
On Father's Day, he sent you the carnations, the sought after carnations.
All right. So what would you add into the game if you could pick one thing
Oh man,
or change?
what would I add into the game? I wish that your villagers could donate to Public's work projects. It
But-
pisses me off.
They need to pay their share.
Yes, they live on my island, so they're going to pay what they owe.
Yeah, pay what you owe.
Well, and it's like they have the same. You see those people fishing all day, and it's like, well, you're fishing. You got fish. You can sell it. You got money.
Yeah, but have you
Donate it.
ever actually seen them fishing near fish or even catch a fish?
No,
Yeah, they're useless.
I've seen them fishing near a fish, and there's no bobber in the water, so I just go over there and catch their fish in efforts to anger them.
If I could add one thing to the game, it would be adding bobbers to my villagers fishing.
The ability for my villagers to catch fish.
Yeah. One small thing for me is I like the item wheel, but they could definitely improve the fluidity of it, I think.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
I can't think about it. Does left bumper L, is that used for anything?
It's used for your phone.
Left trigger is used for your phone.
Left bumper. I don't believe it is.
So I think that should be used for the item wheel, and it should work where you click it and you hold it down, and then you select your thing with your control stick, and then you let go of the bumper, and then you have your new item.
Yeah, that would be great.
Instead of I don't know, I'm just so lazy, I guess.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I can't tell you how many times I've like hit the up button, the up button on my left bumper controller, and then moved it around and picked a tool I didn't want, and I'm like, I have to go through this again. It's such a long process.
Well, I've been playing a lot of Doom, so Doom has an item radial. So you hold the button down, while holding it, you move the control stick to the thing you want, and then you let go of the button you're holding down.
Did you see that post I shared to you on Facebook? The Doom one?
Maybe, I'll have to look at it.
You liked it. It was the Doom one where he went around, and it's like when you are playing Doom and Animal Crossing at the same time.
Okay. Yeah, I've definitely enjoyed all the Doom crossover memes.
It's been great.
As someone who bought both games on launch day.
I've never played Doom.
It's been nice. It's the opposite of Animal Crossing.
I think that's why it's so funny that they came out on the same
It couldn't be more opposite, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, improved item wheel. I'd rather do that than hitting the up on the D-pad, which actually isn't as bad when you're using a Pro controller, but when you're playing in handheld mode, it's even worse, I think.
Well, that's all I play is handheld mode.
Yeah, so you have to hit the up on the control pad, select it, and then hit A, I think, to get your item. Which is just that's just a small fix that they could implement it in. I don't
because it takes way too long to do it, and it's like, man, I got fruit to sell, I got trees to knock wood out of, like.
Especially when I'm hopping over rivers and digging up fossils and hopping over the river again. It's a lot of
click, 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 click. Yeah, I get it.
A lot of clicking. Yeah. So
and another thing that's weird is like there's no touchscreen capabilities for Animal Crossing. Like,
yeah, I've seen that.
If I want to get through a conversation quick, I want to be able to tap on my screen and just like go through it. Like when I have to listen to Blathers and I accidentally hit, yes, I'd like to hear more about this object.
Mm-hmm.
Click, 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 click. Like A button doesn't do it.
Or in the design app, like I saw a post on Reddit where someone was trying to use like a stylus they got from Mario Maker, and they were trying to design with it, and they're like, yeah, it doesn't work.
Yeah, the design app's always been kind of complicated. Unless you're like a really good artist, it's hard to actually do something with that.
I just kind of rely on other people uploading QR codes and I download them.
Well, that's what I've always relied on. I mean, in Animal Crossing New Leaf, all the paths I had in my house, or in my, the town, all the paths I had in my town were, pre-designed. I didn't design them. But I know people that actually go and do stuff like that. But the difference is they're very talented, and I am not.
Have you unlocked pathing in this game yet?
I haven't seen it, but again, like I haven't played today.
Okay. Yeah, that's also something I'm looking forward to, is making a path.
And I like all the new villagers they added.
Yeah, see, I don't know enough of the villagers to know who's new and who's not. But
yeah, I mean, I think there's over 100 of them at this point.
Okay. I remember in New Leaf, I had a villager named Beardo, and I thought he was hideous.
I had a little squirrel named Marshall. He was this white little squirrel, and I remember this is how I got all my bells. This girl on Instagram that I met, because I used to run the little Animal Crossing New Leaf Instagram account, and she was like, oh my gosh, like I love your villager. Like if you give him to me, I will give you 1 million bells. I was like, deal.
Oh wow. How do you give someone your villager?
So they come over and talk to them, and if they talk to them enough, like you have to do it for days. So this was a process.
Are you trying to steal any of my villagers right now?
No.
Okay.
No, I like my villagers enough. You better not steal Tucker from me though.
Which one's that?
The octopus guy.
Yeah, I don't want him. He looks weird.
You remember I told you he was modeled after
Oh yeah, that food.
Takoyaki. When I went to Japan, I ate it, and I was like, "This is fucking disgusting." And then I saw him and I was like, oh, he's so sweet because they look so cute. Like when I went to Japan, I saw these little food balls that these little street vendors were cooking, and it looked so cute. I was like, oh, this is gonna be delicious because I like octopus. I bit into it; it tasted like fish guts.
Oh, gross.
Yeah, the only thing-
I feel like that's having a chicken animal in this game, but it's like a fried chicken.
Yeah.
Or a pig that's like wrapped in bacon or something. Like that just seems.
Well, that's one thing I like about Animal Crossing is its direct ties to Japanese culture.
Mm-hmm.
It's very sweet. I love this game so much.
Yeah. It's very I think we use like feng shui or whatever the term
Yeah.
is. Yeah, yeah.
Feng Shui.
Feng shui.
Well, and it's such a satisfying game to play because it's like, yes, I paid off my home loan. Now I can go on to the next step.
Now I can pay off the next home loan.
Yes.
I just thought of this. What if they added like pets into the game, like a little pet that would follow you around?
Oh, that'd be messed up. Because all of the other animals or all of the other people or
Or
villagers
animals. Yeah.
are animals, and it's like, oh, I have this little dog. It's not KK Slider, but it's a little dog. You know what I mean? It'd just be weird. It's like slavery.
so thematically it would be weird.
Yeah. But they do have they had bird cages in Animal Crossing New Leaf, and I always thought that was weird because I'm like, one of my villagers is a bird. Like, she's gonna come into my house and get mad at me.
Alright, so any closing remarks that you want to add in or say about the latest Animal Crossing?
I think it's a good game in the strange times that we're living in right now. If you have nothing to do and you have an extra $60 to spare, this game is a good one to pick up. No, seriously though, because I find myself just wasting time on it. And when I am playing in a somewhat organic way, I don't notice the hours go by until I hear my bells ringing, you know?
Yeah. And for me, it's been nice. It's been a nice break in between or after classes, especially online classes in the program that
Yeah,
I'm in.
because the online classes suck.
It can get pretty stressful with all the stuff that we're getting piled up with.
Yeah.
There's actually one night, like, I was playing Doom, and I just had to stop because I was, like, too stressed out and worried about my exams and classes.
Mm-hmm.
I just went and played Animal Crossing, and it calmed me down.
Yo, I totally relate to that because, you know, these times are stressful. And I think Animal Crossing has really given me a world away from the one we're in now.
Yeah, it's been nice.
It's been really nice.
All right, well, that does it for us. If you stuck around this long, thank you for watching. If you enjoyed the video, leave a thumbs up. And
don't forget to subscribe.
Yes. My new saying now is make sure to subscribe for more completely unrelated content.
Sounds great. That's a beautiful saying.
Because everything I upload is completely different from the next thing.
Yeah, I think the last thing you uploaded was how to fix your Joy-Con drift.
Yeah, I went from Joy-Con drift to Sea of Thieves to Doom to Animal Crossing. We're all over the place here, so it's good.
It's fine. Channel with variety.
Channel with variety. All right, that does it for us. Thanks for hanging out, and we'll see you next time.
Bye.